Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and be sure to follow. Folks, make sure you watch and listen to the end. We have big updates around Goldman Sachs and their crypto investments. It includes XRP, Solana, which is pretty incredible. Robinhood is expanding their layer 2 on top of Ethereum for tokenization with big updates. Chainlink gets adopted by the Bank of England, and the White House crypto meeting today, part 2, had some big updates as far as stablecoin yield and the banks and the negotiation that may happen for the Clarity Act. I'll give you all the details. Let's get into it. Okay, folks, let's start with Goldman Sachs because it has been revealed through their updated filings that Goldman Sachs holds $1.1 billion in Bitcoin, $1 billion in Ethereum, $153 million in XRP, and $108 million in Solana. This is incredible. We're talking Goldman Sachs, one of the biggest banks and financial firms on Wall Street, right? They are a powerhouse, and to see them holding crypto, obviously some of it is on behalf of their clients, is incredible. And folks, this is happening before the Clarity Act has even passed. And as I've been telling you guys, all these things are just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see more adoption, more buying, especially once the Clarity Act is passed. These firms are going to do a lot more. They're going to invest, they're going to build financial products, they're going to hold the assets, they're going to tokenize, do custody, and much more. So I think this is just the early stages and we got ways to go. Obviously, there's the market cycle aspect. There will be some buying and selling, but the point is they're in the game. They are active while years ago they were not. And some of them were, spreading FUD and saying negative things about crypto. Now they're investing in it. Now they're telling their clients about it. So it's just incredible. And in fact, today we had the updated White House meeting around stablecoin yield with the banks and the crypto industry. Here, Eleanor Terrett reported that with this news of Goldman Sachs, holding the amount of crypto that they are, a representative from Goldman Sachs was at the White House meeting on stablecoin today. Its CEO, David Solomon, is scheduled to speak at the World Liberty Financial Forum in Palm Beach next week. So World Liberty Financial is, of course, related to Trump, right? And that's one of his crypto businesses. So do you see what's happening? The CEO of Goldman Sachs will be speaking there, and they're holding crypto, guys. So this is where, if you have the macro view and you take your positions and just be patient. I know the volatility sucks. I know the last bull market was lackluster, but you can see the direction the puck is heading in here. And like I said, once the Clarity Act is passed, you're going to see even more of this, more capital coming in. So let me give you some details on the White House crypto yield meeting today. So Eleanor Terrett reported that people on both sides called the meeting productive, but again, no compromise was reached by the end of the meeting. However, deal specifics were discussed in more detail today. For example, banks and banking trades came prepared with a written set of prohibition principles, which detail what they are willing and not willing to compromise on when it comes to stablecoin rewards. One source pointed out a key concession from the banks being the any proposed exemption language in paragraph 2, because they were previously unwilling to discuss any exemptions with respect to offering rewards on a transaction-based basis at all. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderati, said a compromise is in the air. Eleanor adds here, there was heavy focus on so-called permissionable activities, aka what kinds of account activity could be allowed in order for crypto firms to offer rewards. Crypto wants definitions on this to be broad. Banks want it to be narrowed. For next steps, further discussions between the present parties are expected to happen in the coming days, but it's unclear whether another meeting of this scale will take place before the end of the month. The White House has urged both parties to reach a deal on the matter by March 1st. So this is very interesting, folks. You had the banking folks, you had the crypto folks, and we're having dialogue, and there's some progress being made here. Obviously, we don't have a resolution, but it looks like the banks came and said, okay, here's what we're willing to compromise on. Now, it's up to the crypto industry to accept that and They're going to have to figure out the details here because the devil's in the details. And, if we are able to come to a compromise, then this bill can move forward and pass the Senate and President Trump can sign it into law. Now, that's not going to happen overnight or over 1 week or over 1 month. So we could be looking at the end of Q1 or early Q2 that if they come to a compromise, this bill could pass. That could dovetail with the crypto market bottoming out and then starting a relief rally. Again, I've been saying the probability of us going to new highs, I think that is 1% or less than 1%, but I could be wrong. I would love for the market to surprise everybody and pump to new highs with Bitcoin hitting new highs, and then we have a true alt season. But, I'm not holding my breath for that. So I do believe some sort of strong relief rally is in the cards for Bitcoin with altcoins outperforming, but not necessarily us going to new highs. But again, I would love to be wrong. But I do believe with this bill in place and with the activity we're seeing, like Goldman Sachs and these firms buying, you would then have a clear runway for them to start positioning themselves and doing more and bringing more capital in. And that can have major impacts on the future bull markets because more capital will be coming in, clarity across the board. Other countries are going to follow the United States lead, right? So that could really, really send us into a super cycle, I believe, in the next bull market phase. Because remember, crypto is a risk asset, just like the stock market and so forth. And if you have Trump's Fed share coming in, and he's going to continue to cut rates, they're going to continue to print. That's the fiat system. You have the alignment of all these things that could really send the market going nuts. Not necessarily this year, but maybe in another year and a half. Again, I hope I am wrong, but I would rather be conservative here and look at the 4-year cycles because apparently the 4-year cycles still play out here. But again, all these things lining up would be really, really good for the market. Now, look at this news. We just talked about Goldman Sachs. Here's another powerhouse. Citadel Securities backs LayerZero as it unveils zero blockchain for global markets. So Citadel Securities is investing in LayerZero. I don't personally hold a token of this project, but again, look at what these firms are doing. These are the people, again, years ago calling crypto a scam, right? They were ignoring it. Like I always say, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. I believe we're in the then you win phase. So Citadel Securities invested in LayerZero's ZRO token and is collaborating on market structure and post-trade use cases. LayerZero unveiled Zero, a heterogeneous blockchain targeting millions of transactions per second and near zero fees. DTCC, ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, Google Cloud, and ARK Invest are partnering or investing as institutions explore tokenized markets. Now, guys, big names backing this chain. This may be one I'm going to look to buy the dip on, right? I told you guys about Canton Network. Watch these tokens. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Obviously, you want to be smart and go through your checklist of things, right? Of this project and so forth. Remember, these firms, they invest in a lot of different things. Some will be winners, some will be losers. So just make sure you keep that in mind. It's not a guaranteed bet, but if they're going to invest in this and put a lot of liquidity and all that, I'm going to look to take a position. I will tell you guys when I do. Now, it's important to note that Tether Investments, the investment arm of the leading stablecoin issuer, has also made a strategic investment in LayerZero Labs, it said earlier on Tuesday. So Citadel Securities said it is working with LayerZero to evaluate how Zero's architecture could support high throughput workflows across trading and post-trade processes. The firm's investment in ZRO adds to growing institutional interest in LayerZero, which is best known for operating one of crypto's largest interoperability networks. So again, guys, watch this project. Again, I'm going to do more research and I will let you all know if I'm taking a position. Again, I don't buy pumps. I buy the blood on the street. So if the market is crashing, altcoins are low, ZRO is a token is down, I'm going to look to scoop up a whole bunch of it, right? So I did that with the Canton Network. So that paid off, with that price going up. It's not guaranteed. Not everything's going to be a winner, but this is where I look for opportunities and who's backing projects. And, is it legit firms? Like, yeah, Citadel's legit, right? So these are things you got to pay attention to. Folks, this episode is brought to you by iTrust Capital, which gives you a great alternative for investing in crypto as well as gold and silver and a great way to custody your crypto assets safely. So iTrust Capital offers an IRA. You can roll over your existing 401k or IRA to iTrust's version. And like I said, you can buy and sell crypto, gold, and silver in this IRA. And there's huge tax advantages to doing that. You know, if you have a long-term view, you can use the IRA again to get the tax advantages, and you can buy and sell these assets 24/7. It's low cost. There's no monthly fee. And it's a really great option, guys. You know, we know that the United States is looking to open up 401ks and much more to investing in crypto. You can get ahead of that, folks, and get the benefits of it. And we know gold and silver have been ripping, right? Now, I do want to highlight that with iTrust Capital, you're not getting paper derivatives for the gold and silver. You are actually getting physical exposure. So that's unique. A lot of platforms, they'll give you access to just derivatives, right? And you can't even redeem for real gold or silver. But with iTrust, you can. So it also gives you 24/7 liquidity when it matters. It's also insulated from global spot dislocations. It's redeemable for physical delivery and much more, guys. And obviously, iTrust Capital uses institutional grade custody for both your crypto and your precious metals. So it's institutional grade, bank tiered. So for crypto, they're using like Coinbase Prime and Fidelity Digital Assets and much more. So you don't have to worry. You can sleep at night. And I believe second to self custody, this is the safest way to custody your assets because they're using the institutions that big players like BlackRock are using, right? BlackRock uses Coinbase Prime and much more. And it's a closed loop system where even if someone gets into your account, they can't remove funds, guys. And it's low fees. So this is a great, great option. Again, you got a long-term view on crypto and precious metals. This is a great solution, and the tax benefits are great, right? Because we all know capital gains taxes are ridiculous, right? I call it highway robbery by the government, but this is a great way to, mitigate some of that. So if you'd like to learn more, guys, check out the link in the description. And if you sign up with my link, you can get $100 funding bonus. I have an account with them, so check it out. iTrust Capital just offering a great solution here. Okay, folks, moving ahead, Robinhood launches Ethereum Layer 2 testnet for tokenized assets. Many of you may recall I interviewed the CEO of Robinhood, Vlad Tenev, last year, and they talked about they were going to be tokenizing stocks and different assets, and they were building on Arbitrum, a Layer 2 on top of Ethereum. Well, they are continuing to do that. And it says here they have launched a public testnet for Robinhood Chain, its new Layer 2 or Ethereum Layer 2 network built using Arbitrum technology that aims to bring tokenized real world and digital assets on chain. According to a release shared with Cointelegraph, the testnet, which is now live for developers, offers network access points, documentation at docs.chain.robinhood.com, compatibility with standard Ethereum development tools, and early integrations with infrastructure partners. Robinhood says the chain is designed for financial grade use cases, including 24/7 trading, seamless bridging, self-custody, and decentralized products such as tokenized asset platforms, lending markets, and perpetual futures exchanges. So this is incredible. Robinhood, another powerhouse. Look at the names we're talking about here, guys. Goldman Sachs, Citadel Securities, Robinhood. What are they doing? Launching crypto projects, building with the technology, investing in blockchain projects. It's incredible. So a mainnet launch is planned for later this year with testnet only assets such as stock style tokens and tighter integration with Robinhood Wallet among the features expected in the coming months. Huge news here, folks. Incredible stuff. And it's just amazing what these institutions are doing. And look at the news that's happening now when the price is down. These guys are building, they have the long-term view, they have the macro view. So I hope you do as well. Now, Robinhood is also leveraging Chainlink. Many of you know I'm bullish on Chainlink. I have it in my portfolio. So Robinhood launched their public testnet and partnered with Chainlink as the Oracle platform for Robinhood Chain. We're seeing many companies and other blockchain projects and utilize Chainlink's Oracle solutions and platforms. So this is really great. In addition, we got news here that the Bank of England has selected Chainlink to test atomic settlement with tokenized assets. Wow. Guys, I'm not kidding when I'm telling you how bullish I am on Chainlink, and it is one of my long-term holds, right? So I am, I know price-wise, altcoins didn't do well this past bull market. I know that, but look at this, the building that's happening. The value and all these things will accrue over time. And again, once the Clarities Act is passed, you're going to see a lot more of this activity, more investment in Chainlink and all these things. So, Chainlink, they gave some additional details saying Chainlink has been selected to participate in the Bank of England's synchronization lab. Chainlink is supporting synchronized settlement between central bank money and on chain securities. This is how the UK financial system moves on chain. Wow, incredible stuff. Okay, moving ahead, some very good news. Ex SafeMoon chief sentenced to 8 years over $9 million investment fraud. So their chief technology officer, Thomas Smith. I don't know if how many of you recall, I was telling people this is a scam. And this was from the 2021 cycle, if I'm not mistaken. I saw people going crazy. Even some big names were promoting, I think Dave Portnoy and stuff. And I'm like, this is a scam, right? But hey, you live and you learn, right? But these bad actors who are scamming people and rugging people and so forth, getting arrested and going to jail, which is good. We want to see this. We don't want scams. We don't want rug pulls. So we need the lawmakers and these folks to go ahead and stop them, right? What we want in, like, for example, the Clarity Act is balance. Go after the bad actors, but don't stifle innovation. Allow good actors to be able to build and innovate. Now, speaking of bad actors, Sam Bankman-Fried seeks new FTX fraud trial, citing new witness testimony. So he continues to try to throw anything at the wall to see if it sticks. He's been begging Trump for a pardon, right? I'm sure many of you have seen his post on X. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. He should just stay in jail. And he's obviously has a 25-year sentence. This man was stealing customer funds, buying crap down in the Bahamas, obviously gambling with it with Alameda. He had his boneheaded girlfriend, Caroline Edelson, and these people who have no experience trading and losing tons of money. And that's where, you have to keep taking the customer funds. So ridiculous at this point. Here's what Adam Cochran said about this. He says his claim that FTX wasn't bankrupt doesn't matter. So one of the things Sam keeps going around saying, FTX was not insolvent, was not bankrupt. And all. It's like, bro, get the hell out of here. Adam continues saying he illegally used people's deposit assets, which he did not have title to, for investments and to buy himself lavish goods. If you steal $5 and buy a pizza, then claiming I can pay you back $5 of pizza does not mean you didn't steal. He is a thief with no remorse that lies through his teeth and is trying to play political games to get away with it. So yesterday, I think I told you guys, or the day before, he did a whole thread. This is why Joe Biden was bad, right? And he's trying to pander to Trump. And it's just pathetic, man. Like, insane. And I said, Trump better not. He better not pardon this guy. I don't think he will, but it would be a horrible move with horrible optics. And I think the entire crypto industry would be really upset by that. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Now, moving ahead, Hong Kong continues to support local digital asset community growth, chief executive says. So it's important to pay attention to Hong Kong. It's a big financial district, obviously, but it's under control of China. And despite all the FUD you may see, China's banning crypto for the millionth time and all that, right? Hong Kong is fully integrated with crypto. They're embracing crypto to the max, financing ETFs and much more. There are a lot of crypto companies there, guys. So you got to be careful with the smoke screen coming out from mainland China. And I still have the prediction that mainland China is going to open up crypto ETF trading. I've been saying that for the past 2 years. So Hong Kong Chief Executive John Casey Lee said the government is committed to making the city a global hub for digital asset and Web3 innovation. Lee highlighted the one country, two systems framework, deep financial market liquidity, and strong investor protections as key advantages for crypto development in the special administrative region. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority is close to issuing the first stablecoin licenses, while the Securities and Futures Commission is working to deepen virtual asset market liquidity. Folks, what do you think is going to happen when all these things are in place? More adoption, more building, more capital flowing in. Again, have the macro view. We're still in early innings. This is the tip of the iceberg. Again, crypto legislation is not even passed here in the United States. It's only been the other major country where it has been done is in Europe with the MiCA regulations, right? So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. And this is when these things are in place, I think we see that super cycle because the shackles will be off. There'll be no ambiguity. Just institutions can go all in different ways. So this is really awesome. Now, guys, friendly reminder, tomorrow I'm interviewing Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse on an X space. It's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. GMT. So make sure you tune in. Again, it's on X Spaces, right? So I'm not sure how many of you follow me on X. Please do. The link will be in the description. And I will be interviewing him, asking him about XRP, the plans they have, and the adoption, and all these things. So the title of the talk that we're going to have is The Era of XRP in Capital Markets. So you don't want to miss it, guys. Again, follow me on X and make sure you tune in 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow if you can. Obviously, it's going to be recorded, so Ripple's going to repost it. I'll repost it as well. So make sure you check it out. I got some great questions to Brad about XRP and all the things that they're doing. So make sure you tune in, folks. Well, that's the news, guys. Let me know what you think. Lots of big developments happening. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Subscribe if you haven't as yet. Please support the podcast, guys. It doesn't cost anything by subscribing to my email newsletter. It is 100% free. Link will be in the description. Also, grab a copy of my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And check out my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything you need to know about crypto. Check it out. Link will be in the description. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.